Quite a beautiful Sunday here in Arlington, Virginia. Perhaps you're already here with me. We'll get started in a minute with our meditation. So hello, I'm aLex Levin. Thanks for joining me today for about a 20-minute meditation at our YouTube studio here online for Sun and Moon Studio. So first step is let's set up our seat that it's comfortable so that you can drop into stillness for 20 minutes. I like to sit up a little bit higher on a block. You can use cushions. You can definitely sit in a chair. So I saw a headline today by a journalist saying, I think it was something like, it's okay not to feel okay. These are really trying times for us as we're connected to everything. So while our own situation personally and our nuclear families may be easy and not so different and connected electronically, and we daily hear of others who are working extremely long hours under difficult conditions. We hear of people who are losing their jobs. We hear of people who are ill with the COVID-19 or other illnesses, and it's a little more trying because of the circumstances, possibly sometimes to even get the help you need. We are all connected to this. Our practices of meditation are indispensable in helping us to maintain center and to draw on an infinite well of presence that can help us feel our own capacity to support ourselves or emotionally and in any other ways we need, and how we can be of support, and then to how to determine how we can be of support to others. So I'll start with a poem by John Muir, and then guide us into more and more stillness and silence. The mountains are my bones. The rivers are my veins. The forests are my thoughts, and the stars are my dreams. The ocean is my heart, its pounding is my pulse. The songs of the earth write the music of my soul. So we are no doubt connected, as John Muir writes. So having found your comfortable seat, and perhaps you've opted to lie down, and that is absolutely fine. Make any of the small adjustments that might be needed to get even just a little bit more comfortable. And then begin to let your body settle. This first of 3 steps that I like to use for meditation. Ground. Fully showing up, of giving engaged, gentle, light attention to your own presence in your body right here on whichever spot on the earth you're occupying. To fully show up right here. You'll hear probably the snores of my little dog, which may sound like growls, and as with many of the perceptions coming our way as we meditate, let that come, let it go, and see what remains. That's part of the second step we'll get to in a moment. And that first step of sensing ground, especially note the parts of your body that are touching the solidness beneath you, the floor, the particular carpet or blanket or mat. Into our body, the touch of clothes, skin, muscle, bone, at the knees, at the feet, at the pelvis. You'll be aware that you're breathing. Even as you take this time to settle, and let yourself feel the support of what is solid for you here now. Let yourself relax a little more in spaces where we feel the breath easily, at the nostrils, at the jaw, the throat, the heart. Relax a little more throughout the belly. That letting go toward the ground. This finding ground is a fabulous portal available anytime. Portal into presence. Undoubtedly here, now. That second step, hearing little Rue's snores, sounds. That second step is named sound. It's a code word for all that you're perceiving. So as we allow ourselves to be still right here, right now, on this ground, we become aware of sounds, sweet bird sounds, occasional insects, even some cars in the distance I hear. We become aware of perceiving movement of our breath, parts of our body, the length of the spine, positioning of shoulders, arms. This second step of sound, we're receiving all that we're perceiving. Thoughts and emotions, some habitual thought patterns, list making, concerns, perhaps gratitudes come to mind. As we sit, we can notice how we welcome or resist, how we meet and greet each of the perceptions that comes our way. This is the benefit of becoming still, one of the benefits of becoming still, of allowing silence. In this receiving, we get to learn so much more about ourselves. And the final step, and all these steps are happening really simultaneously, but it's valuable and practical to separate them out so that we become a little more aware of each one's presence. Ground, sound, or presence and receiving, and breath. Breath was present as we found our ground and sensed our own presence. Breath is present in one of the experiences where we are receiving. But it's also a mechanism that is both inside of us and outside of us, both available to be modified, modulated, and yet flowing at its own pace all the time, thank goodness. My invitation to you around the breath is to let the breath flow as freely as possible. So, in this attention to the breathing, you may start to notice where you're holding, all at a really sensory level, not so much thinking or manipulating. And in the sensing of any extraneous holding, clenching, becomes obviously not needed. Breath can circulate more freely, moving in, moving out. Meeting our body and leaving our body. Allowing more of the body to be involved in the breathing effortlessly, relaxedly. Taking our attention in this soft way toward a letting go. We're attentive, but we're not clinging, clenching. We're simply letting go into the flow of breath. Be gentle with yourself and your expectations of yourself. It's okay not to feel okay. Gently receptive to all that's flowing in. The real sensations now. moving toward clarity. Aware of the awareness of the presence that is receiving all that you're perceiving. Recognizing where you can let go. So we can be fully available for what's needed of us next. To be clear when we need a drink of water, or to offer that to someone else. The last couple minutes in our seated meditation, I invite you to revisit the breath. Another portal to presence. Vitality that is here every moment. Bringing my hands to heart center. I recognize the connectedness of us all, as John Muir so beautifully described in his poem, with the natural elements, that all of us can see Venus in the sky if it's cloudless in the evenings. Yes, yesterday. And that we're all sharing feelings of uncertainty, vulnerability, that things are not okay, that we're all sharing feelings of gratitude in some way or have the capacity to. Thank you for being here today, for taking care of yourself in this way, fortifying yourself and recognizing the presence and capacities in yourself. Namaste. Thanks for tuning in, and please see sunandmoonstudio.com for a link to the lineup of our YouTube offerings each coming week and for our online classes and connections with you. Peace out.